All right, I'm going to tell you why the impact screwdriver is the absolute only way to get loose a rusted in screw and why you should never use anything else. So bear with me. Let's say you have your rusted in screw and you're trying to get it out. Well, you're going to want to grab your impact, right? That's how we get rusted stuff loose. But the problem is if you're using a Phillips screw head, it's going to want to cam and jump out. Like if you ever drove it in sheetrock screws, if you don't have enough force in on a screw, you're going to get that jumping action. And the problem with using a powerful impact is as soon as it starts to jump, it's probably just going to start to spin and wreck your screw head. It's going to strip it out like a drill bit. So if you're trying to do it with like a rotary impact tool, electric or pneumatic, you're going to have to be leaning into that thing with enough force that it doesn't want to cam out while you're giving it the rotation. It's kind of tricky. And if it does cam out, you're wrecked. You're going to be cutting that thing or torching it off or whatever you have to do. You're going to be drilling it out. A very dicey proposition to use one of these to get like a Phillips head out. And that's where the impact screwdriver comes in. So the way the impact screwdriver works is as you push in on the body, it's actually going to rotate that screw head by just a little bit. So it's just giving it like a quarter or an eighth of a turn of rotation. So you get this thing with a nice beefy bit, fitting your screw correctly. You get it lined up, you hold on to it, you give it a hit with a hammer, and two things are going to happen. You're going to get that rotary action. It's going to try to break it loose, but you're also going to be putting all of the force of the hammer blow into the bit, which means it is not going to want to jump out. It's not going to want to strip your screw head. And if it can break it loose, it will break it loose. And if it can't, it's not going to damage anything. You're not going to strip the screw head out. You're not going to have to go in and drill it. So just by virtue of having to actuate this thing with a hammer instead of air or electrics is why it's so good and why it's such a low risk way to loosen up a screw head. So absolutely, if you buy one of these, it may sit in your toolbox for a year or more. But when you have a rusted stuck screw head, this is the only thing you want to use. This is the only thing that won't get you deeper into trouble. So definitely invest in one if you ever find yourself in that situation. Impact screwdriver.